Good evening, everyone. No. Good evening, everyone. Now you got to respond. This is a place where I teach. This is what we do. Good evening, everyone. Okay, now we're ready to rock and roll. Sensational. That's probably the flashiest part of the night. It'll be downhill from there. I'll talk about that in a minute. And welcoming you to this very important event this evening. I want to first pay my respects and acknowledge the people of the Kulin Nations on whose lands we are gathered today. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. And in doing so, it's important to acknowledge that the Kulin Nations are one of Australia's First Nations people who have been here for more than 60,000 years. Our First Nations people are the world's oldest continuous civilization. That is something we can all be proud of. At the same time, I acknowledge that Australia is also a land of immigrants, welcoming people from all around the world for many generations. That is also something we can all be proud of. Not at every moment in our history, but now, hopefully, and in the future. And interestingly, and I think very importantly, as of the census, which was undertaken in 2021, but only finally publicised in the last 10 days, Australia is now a majority migrant country. We are, in fact, the first English-speaking majority migrant country in the world. So we have two things: the oldest civilization in the world and the first majority migrant country in the world. So what does that look like? When I used to do citizenship ceremonies in local government for a couple of decades, there was a song that we used to sing after people had been naturalised, and they could sing the words because it talked about being Australian. And then in my first class each year, including in this room with my colleague Haan, who's helping me this evening, we showed the video that I'm about to show you. And this is a glimpse of what the world's oldest continuing culture, combined with a majority migrant culture, looks like and sounds like and feels like. I have watched this video literally hundreds of times. I had to ask the person who wrote it for permission to use it for many years in those citizenship ceremonies. But for me, it's very personal, it's very significant, and I hope that for many of you, it is too. Thanks, Haan.
I come from the dream time, from the dusty red soil plains. I am the ancient heart, the keeper of the flame. I stood upon the rocky shore, I watched the tall ships come. For 40,000 years I've been the first Australian. We are one, but we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australian. We are one, but we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australian. We are Australian.
Okay, so back a couple of years ago, we had the annual award celebration 2020, which was framed around what we were allowed to do at the time. And it was done remotely, and it was all pizzazz because there was no one else here to watch us. It was simply all on camera. And then as COVID moved on, we moved on. And last year we had a theme, sort of the Star Wars theme. Again, it was a distance presentation, lots of pizzazz, but nobody in the room. Of course, as we know, the world has moved on. And so now we have hybrid. So this is the year of hybrid. And you've all heard that term a lot. And so what does hybrid mean? Well, hybrid means not quite one thing or the other. Hybrid means a bit of a mixture. Hybrid means not old style, sit down, not quite just online. Hybrid means this. And one of the things about this is that there are less of us to put this together than there used to be. And well, I'll give you an example, a quick story. I went to Canning's yesterday. Some of you might know Canning's because they make these magnificent salmon patties, beautiful salmon. And I wandered in. They said, "Oh, Michael, on your way to uni?" "Yep, we're just making them right now, 5 minutes." So tonight's production is like the salmon patties because we're just making it right now. Literally today, we asked all of our students to send us some information about themselves because it makes the evening more interesting. Imagine watching the Academy Awards or some other major production if you knew none of the performers, who they were, what they did, just a whole bunch of names all coming up there and saying stuff. So we contact the students and we say, "Tell us a bit about yourself." So as we go through the night, for those who did tell us something, we're going to pick out a couple of things and say, "Here's something about this person," because it means they become humans. So it might be a bit clunky tonight because we were making it 5 minutes ago, like literally putting it all together. And it was high tech. Like it was this, as you know, this is Australia's leading, largest global university. It was very high tech. So we had the list, and there I was with a pair of scissors cutting up all those pieces of information because they'd all just come in like 5 minutes earlier and they weren't put into the makeup. And then they got a bit mixed up. And then at that point, I thought, this is not going to go well. Anyway, it's all sorted and hopefully be reasonably smooth. But if it isn't quite smooth, just pretend not to notice. So with all of that, to warm you up for the way the evening's going to work or not work, I'd like to invite our head of department, Professor Jeffrey Walker, to give his departmental address.
Thanks, Michael, for that introduction to tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, alumni, award recipients, award sponsors, industry representatives, teaching fellows, and distinguished guests, welcome to our 2022 Department Awards event. Although, as Michael said, we're not quite back to our normal routine, I am very pleased that we are able to return to an in-person ceremony tonight after being confined to the 2 years of online that Michael just spoke to you about. However, leveraging off the increased reach that online affords, where we had up to 1,000 people viewing this event rather than the 200 we could cram into the room before, we are indeed streaming tonight's ceremony to the internet for real time and post-event viewing, not only allowing distant loved ones the opportunity to share in the excitement of your success, but also providing a keepsake for you for your future viewing, should you wish to do so. Tonight is a significant event for the department, allowing us to honour the achievements of our students, staff, and alumni, and to show our appreciation of the contributions made by industry to our programs. It also allows us to publicly acknowledge the support of our industry award sponsors and to hear from one of our highly esteemed alumni. This evening is to give our undergraduate and postgraduate awardees and the award sponsors the public recognition that they each deserve. These and other departmental awards, which recognise staff and student excellence across a range of activities, will be presented shortly, and I very much look forward to being a part of that honour. Later tonight, we will also present our Distinguished Alumnus of the Year award. The recipient of this special honour will provide our closing address, the winner of which I will announce in due course. So we'll keep you in suspense for a little bit longer. Later tonight, we will also, the 12 months since our last awards night have passed quickly, and there have been many significant achievements to report from within the department. For example, our undergraduate student, Benjamin Cressel, received the Engineers Australia Civil College National Graduate Award. Our 2015 graduate, Nathan Benbow, was selected as the Young Professional Engineer of the Year by Engineers Australia Victoria. Our former PhD student, Lewis King, was awarded the Trollope Medal by the Australian Geomechanics Society. Team Sniff Sniff, which consisted of 4 Monash civil engineering students, were the national champions of the Young Engineers Australia National Case Competition. Dr. Anna Lintern was awarded a Victoria Fellowship to work on human behaviour in relation to pollutant hotspots, and also the Modelling and Simulation Society of Australia and New Zealand Early Career Researcher Excellence Award. Associate Professor Harbui was awarded the Alert Research Medal for his contributions to scientific research in geomechanics, and the list goes on. Although the global pandemic has continued to interrupt normal work and travel plans and the arrival of international students, we have still managed to achieve many significant milestones, including growing and strengthening our student teams, including our very successful solar decathlon team and the connected autonomous vehicle team, among others. A very successful introduction of minors in fields such as civil, environmental, mining and renewable energy engineering, so that our students can not only complete a major in their chosen discipline, but also a minor in an adjacent field, and by selecting their level 4 electives from a master's specialisation, complete with a master's degree in under 5 years of full-time study. The introduction of a professional master's program for science graduates with a maths, physics or earth science major, allowing them to retrain as a civil engineer to the master's level with a Commonwealth supported place in just 3 years, thus helping to fill the significant engineering skills shortage we're currently experiencing in Australia. More details on these minors and masters programs can be found on our department website or by talking to any of the staff that are here tonight from Monash. Other significant advancements include investment in our physical infrastructure. For example, the opening of the department's drop weight impact testing facility, which provides a unique capability for measuring the behaviour of structural elements and sub-assemblies under high impact, and development of a state-of-the-art robotics construction facility that will allow us to do full-scale automated structural assembly development and testing. Whilst we are pleased with these outcomes and achievements, we're always looking to position ourselves more strongly and to be the very best civil engineering department that we can be in the Asia Pacific region. In the Shanghai Global Rankings of Academic Subjects 2022, Monash has 13 subjects in the global top 50, with 8 of these in engineering, and of those, 6 of the subject areas sit within the Department of Civil Engineering, being mining and mineral engineering, remote sensing, energy science and engineering, water resources, transportation science and technology, and civil engineering. Importantly, we are ranked 27th in the world for civil and structural engineering according to the QS World University Rankings by subject in 2022. On the education front, there has been significant progress on the new initiatives that were announced in recent years. Moreover, our jointly badged master's programs with Southeast University in China and our civil engineering offering at the Sunway campus in Malaysia each continue to be highly sought after by students. And our postgraduate research student numbers have remained strong, despite recently lifted border restrictions that had prevented many to return who were caught offshore, and for new ones to commence onshore, just to name a few. I would be remiss to not mention in more detail our recently launched Solar Decathlon team, which participates in a sequence of 10 contests that ultimately results in a design and build of the most highly efficient and innovative building powered by renewable energy. Through this team, we are competing against the best, such as Stanford, Berkeley and MIT, and showing that our students are just as capable as those in the Northern Hemisphere, taking out several awards in the past few years, despite travel and movement restrictions. This year, we plan to enter the design build competition for the first time, which is only offered in alternating years. But to do so, we'll need significant industry support. And so we therefore invite our industry partners and alumni with us tonight to consider joining the Faculty of Engineering in sponsoring this student team or in sponsoring one of the many other opportunities available, such as this awards night or another student prize or a student scholarship. You can find much more information about these and other initiatives in our department newsletters, which are copied on our website and in our LinkedIn posts. If you have not done so, I would like to encourage you to sign up now for both of these so that you can keep updated on important developments in the department. So, on behalf of the staff in the Department of Civil Engineering here at Monash, I again welcome you to tonight's celebration and trust that you enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Excuse me. We start this evening with the department awards, and to win a department award in a department like this is at any time a significant achievement. However, it's a bit different now because, courtesy of JobKeeper, that we were not part of because the government didn't value universities, the university at times was like an episode of Survivor. I've never actually watched Survivor, but my understanding of the concept, you know, that people sort of gradually get eliminated and life becomes pretty tough. But the reality is, I mean, this is really quite serious. Fortunately, and I'm going a bit off script, hope you don't mind, the head of the public service in Australia is now a former Vice-Chancellor of Melbourne University. He understands not only the way government's meant to work, because it's what he's done his whole life. I used to head a think tank there, but he understands the value of universities. So things will be a little bit more comfortable than they have been. But the point I want to make is that anybody who won a department award this year has doubly earned it. There's a little poem from, I think, 1899. Yesterday upon a stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. Now, that's what the university's been like. It's been a place where all these non-people were, because we're all out there wrestling with hybrid and doing all the things that we needed to do in a very constrained environment where it's harder. Because as probably all of you know, more than 80% of human communication is non-verbal. So when you go to the world of Zoom, or the world of not seeing your colleagues in the corridor and having a chat, and winning a teamwork award when you don't see your team, these are big things. They're always big things, but they're bigger things. Teaching is harder. I can speak from experience. Researching is harder because of the creative issue. The teamwork is harder. Achieving safety is harder because you don't have wardens there every day. You don't know who's going to be there from one day to the next. Every aspect of what we do has been harder. And the amazing thing is, truly amazing, is the people didn't buckle. It's extraordinary. It is truly extraordinary. People didn't buckle. And the reason is, as an observer, as somebody who's worked outside the uni for most of my life and have been here for a few years, that everyone's a true believer. And that's not a throwaway comment. Everyone's proudly Monash. And so these awards should be seen in that context. They're a big deal. Now, if the script is right, the first award is for the professional staff member. Awarded to a professional staff member demonstrating a high level of technical or administrative service improvement in these areas of service provision, outstanding contribution to the team effort and commitment to achieving the department's strategic and operational goals. And the winner of that award is Pascal Marta. And just to tell you a little bit about Pascal, he came from the Netherlands 30 years ago. He comes from Maastricht. We've heard of that. We've all heard of that. He doesn't know where it is. Go figure. And he always liked the idea of flying. He wanted to fly helicopters. And then he found out how much it cost, and he decided to take up drones instead. And he's been droning ever since. So that is Pascal. Congratulations, Pascal. The next award is the Team Player Award. And as I just said, being the best team player when you never see the team and when your role is to help everybody do what they do is truly remarkable. It's awarded to a member of staff demonstrating exemplary contributions to supporting departmental staff, outstanding contributions to the team effort, and commitment to achieving the department's strategic and operational goals. And the winner of that award is Noy Savandi. Now, I can do this bit without notes. Noy's a petrol head. Do we know what a petrol head is? So petrol heads are into racing cars. Noy is a big Formula One fan. So if I want to cheer up Noy when I see her, say, you know, we did it today, didn't we? We talked about Lewis Hamilton. Everybody dislikes Lewis Hamilton except Noy. She thinks he's awesome. So she's very big on the cars and the coffee. Yes. So if you see Noy in the morning, if she's not functioning properly, you look and see if she's got her coffee or not. Because when she's got her coffee, she's away. So congratulations, Noy. Thank you. The next award winner is not with us this evening. He's over in California. The award is presented for excellence in teaching, leading to improved outcomes, transferable knowledge and understanding across other units in the department. And he did that spectacularly well while becoming a new dad. And we're all aware of his new dadness. I checked in with him before he left. I've got a little gift for his youngster. He's thrilled to win, and it's good that he's been able to have a break. So we congratulate Brandon in his absence for his great win. Well done. Okay, moving on. So the next award is for excellence in research. This award recognises a researcher who can demonstrate a strong publication record in high impact journals evidence of attracting competitive research grants and successful postgraduate supervision. I can let you read the rest, actually, occurs to me. So the winner is Anna Linton. I think Anna is here this evening. Yep. Now, I did some work with Anna supervising was it a final year project? Amazing to work with. Managing being a mum at the same time as doing all the other things she had to do was absolutely sensational. I mean, absolutely sensational. I think we worked well together. The notes on Anna said that she likes cats. Now, later on this evening, when someone say they like cats, they mean we are Geelong. But actually, Anna means cats. So Anna likes cats. There we go. Actually, I'm amazed after 3 or 4 this has worked so well. The next award-winning award is for the best teaching assistant. This award is presented to a teaching assistant who exemplified outstanding understanding of the unit structure and academic content and provided highly effective assistance and support to students. And the winner is Sobhan Hatami. This is my mate. We see each other a lot. Now, if the notes tell me that he wished he'd accepted his supervisor's offer of coffee and snacks. I don't know what that's about. He's obsessed with Persian music. And just to prove that he's not a connoisseur, apparently 7-Eleven is his favourite coffee spot, which I don't begin to understand. But what I can also tell you is his grasp of Persian food is awesome. Katab, is that what it's pronounced? Katab. When he came back from his trip, he presented me with this absolutely magnificent Persian food. I had to work out how to eat it, but it was wonderful. Anyway, we catch up a lot, does great work. Congratulations. Okay, the next award is for occupational health and safety, which, as I said, is particularly challenging in an environment where people are here some days and not, because you never know who's going to be the warden and all that stuff. An award to recognise outstanding contribution to the application of the university's occupational health and safety policies and procedures, which are massive and complex. The award is won by Xiaoxin Hu, who is not with us this evening, so we congratulate him in his absence. The next award is for seasonal teaching. I think is that sessional or seasonal? Sessional, I think. Anyway, teaching fellows for significant contribution to teaching within the Department of Civil Engineering in 2021. And those that are here are Dr. Norshad Haque, Dr. Sherry Zhang, Dr. Kwang Nguyen, Dr. Robert Sargent, and then those that are not present that are listed on the screen. You must be Robert. You got no dirt? I might just mention in passing, one of the reasons that putting all this together was so challenging was that literally today, people got COVID and are not here. So we had everything planned beautifully and then they had the cheek to get COVID. Just a little bit of goss on 3 of the people that we just presented to. Norshad Haque, he aspires to a long boat trip from the Himalayas to the Bay of Bengal, passing through Nepal, India and Bangladesh. That's a pretty awesome objective. Sherry Zhang loves planning trips and taking them. Currently has a 10-page plan for a WA trip with her husband. which has now been complicated by the fact that they've got a bubs to take along with them. So it's going to maybe hold things up a little bit, but I'm sure you'll make the trip. So awesome. And finally, this is something in common with my colleague up there, Han Nguyen. His dad is a Manchester United guy, and he's just come out to Australia, and Han's going to take him to the MCG. What have we got written here for Kwong? Manchester United fan for 11 years. In Melbourne next week. Dream come true. So that's his big thing. So good luck to Manchester United, I guess. Okay, well done. The next award is the Industry Advisory Committee Member of the Year Award. I have some things to say about that. So, the Civil Engineering Industry Advisory Committee plays an immensely important role in providing real-world practical advice relating to the following things: the strategic direction and industry relevance of teaching and learning curricula and programs, our research program, opportunities for participation with industry, government, professional associations and activities, and the broader community. When your vision is to be global leaders in education and research with societal relevance and impact, as ours is, and when your mission is building a better future through developing innovative, resilient solutions to societal challenges and equipping leaders with the skills to address tomorrow's challenges, and we know how massive they currently are, then clearly this is immensely important work. And so every year we select a member of the Industry Advisory Committee membership to win this award. Importantly, the committee is very much selected from across the range of areas of civil engineering that we're involved in, so it's representative, it all fits together neatly like a jigsaw. And the award goes this year to Dr. Beth Ebert, an world acknowledged leader and scientist with the Bureau of Meteorology. And she's unfortunately not able to be here tonight. It's got nothing to do with bad weather. But she would have loved to be here, but she can't. And so David Collett, who is the chair of the IAC, is going to accept this on her behalf.
Oh, I get invited to speak. Hi, everybody. Look, it's my absolute pleasure to chair what is a pretty amazing committee. And the goal of our committee is to help the university prepare the engineering leaders of tomorrow. And we're all very focused on that. And, you know, Beth plays a very important role in our committee, is always an active contributor to discussions. And it's my pleasure to accept this on her behalf, and I'll pass it on as soon as I catch up with her. Thank you very much, Michael. Thanks, Jeff.
It is interesting because Beth is a scientist, and when you watch, we do a lot of brainstorming where we, get into the hurly-burly. We don't sit around and read minutes and all that stuff. We get stuck into serious questions, and Beth is very much the scientist. She's a big thinker. She's a very, very serious researcher, and she brings a wonderful perspective to the role. We now move on to the student awards, beginning with Departmental Undergraduate Awards Level 1. The first one is going to be presented by Hossein Masumi, top first-year single-degree student commencing civil engineer in 2021. Again, the words are there, presented to the student obtaining the highest academic results in civil engineering. I'm now just talking to give Hossein time to get here. And the winner is Huang Wanjia. I hope I pronounced that somewhere vaguely correctly. Now, this is a very interesting little story. This is one of the cut up bits of paper, as you can see. In his first chem class 2.5 years ago, he was deeply stressed. He really didn't have a clue what anybody was saying. So he thought what he would do is try to learn, that is memorise, the entire periodic table. How did he go? Not so good. But he's improved to the point where he now wins awards. So obviously that's a memory deeply engraved in his mind. Well done. Congratulations. That's a great story. The top double degree first year student commencing civil engineering in 2021. Again, the words are there. The winner is Abby Randall, who unfortunately this evening cannot be with us. Right, moving on. Department Undergrad Awards Level 2, Coffee Geotechnics Prize for Geoengineering at Level 2. Level 2 is Daniel Tran, and the sponsor is Tetra Tech Coffee. Erin Pears and Catherine Jones. I'm not sure whether they're here to present or not. Yeah, yes, come on down. Come on down. I should have just believed what was in front of me, but I wasn't sure.
Daniel. Congratulations.
Move this a little bit so it's easier. So here is something that Daniel and I don't have in common. He likes Uber Eats. I've never actually experienced Uber Eats, so I guess I shouldn't say I don't like them. Okay, Water Technology, Robert Keller Award Level 2, Kylie Chan. The sponsor is Water Technology, represented by Ben Tate. And she has her cheer squad with her tonight. Awesome. Actually, Daniel, I realised I left out one note. Daniel noted, apart from liking Uber Eats, he can't sit backwards on trains. Now, I can, but I hate it. I think that's much the same thing. Okay, CSIRO Environmental Energy Efficiency Award, very important. The detail is there. The winner, who can't be with us this evening, unfortunately, is Luke Hall. So we congratulate Luke in his absence. Okay, the MMG Merit Award Level 2. Again, what the award is for is on the screen. Again, unfortunately, Alistair can't be with us. Alistair Jorgensen, who is the winner, can't be with us. Whether he has COVID or travelling, I'm not sure. But anyway, we extend again our congratulations in his absence. The next award is the Traffic's Level 2 Traffic Engineering Award. The winner of this award is Stefan Simic. Again, he isn't with us. Again, we extend our congratulations. Okay. The Australian Steel Institute Prize. The sponsor is the Australian Steel Institute, funnily enough. And Michael Dawson is representing them this evening. Thank you, Michael. And it is jointly awarded to Jeffrey Fong, Liam White, who are both here this evening, and Taylor Poon, who is not with us this evening. So if they could come down. Now, while they're doing it, let me just tell you a couple of things. So Jeffrey Fong likes to discuss politics, legal and theological history, and to row, that's a different thing, and music. So interesting character. Now, Liam White's story is quite interesting. He has 3 brothers, none of whom he has succeeded in convincing to do civil engineering. And he puts it down to the fact that every time they go anywhere and he's leading, they get lost. So he reckons that's probably not a good recommendation. He tells us that in his younger years, he couldn't tour the Cadbury's chocolate factory in Tasmania because he refused to wear a hairnet. I think that's understandable. And his degree celebration was going to be a trip to Fiji. The trip was initially going to be in 2020. It's now coming up, hopefully sometime very soon. Congratulations, good work. Okay, departmental awards, level 3. The first award is the Douglas Partners Prize for Geomechanics, being presented by Habui, I think, if I got my notes correct. And the winner is Sophie Lee. Now this is really interesting, Sophie. So Sophie is pleased to have won this award after winning the level 2 last year. That's reasonable, the aspiration, you know, keep up the performance. But she tells us she turned into grandma learning crochet during COVID. Is that right? Awesome. Did it all work out for you? You're a good crocheter? Probably not old enough yet to be a master at it. And she said that she, I might need you to explain this, has considered dropping out a few times to start an Etsy store. What is an Etsy store? Okay, sorry. I need to get out more. Okay. Right, the SRIA Prize for Concrete Structures is jointly awarded to Lauren McGuinney, Hada Ahmed Zadeh, who are both here, and Sheldon McConey, who is not, and I think Ubai is presenting. Yes. Jump in there. So it appears that Lauren has something in common with Noi. She's a petrol head because she likes watching Formula One, but when she's not doing that, she's skiing or snowboarding. Life in the fast lane. Yes. All good. There you go. Go grab one more. You can get any there from you. Congratulations. Right, the next award is the Civil Contractors Federation Ian Jacker Award, and that is won by Tushar Kapoor. And again, same presenter. So come on down. Again, what a story. What a story. I'm sure he's not making this up. Up until year 5 at school, parents were not hopeful, apparently. And look at you now. Awesome, winning awards. He tells us that Civ 3203 2283 has been great, led you into your first industry job. And here's the kicker. He had acute acrophobia, which means fear of heights. So guess what he did? Took up paragliding. Successfully, presumably, you're here. So, okay, interesting guy. There you go. Thank you. The Tom McMahon Water Technology Award, which is sponsored by Water Technology. Ben Tate, I think, is here this evening to present, and the winner is Pudi Dai. Congratulations. The next award is the GE Hydro Power Award. Mai Long Jian Tran, who is not with us this evening, so we congratulate him in his absence. The MMG Merit Award Level 3, the winner is Zilang Chen. Hussein Masumi is going to come rushing back from the back to present this one. So his story is that mum and dad were both musos, music teachers. They got him to learn it all, and he said, yeah, no, I think I'll do engineering. I don't know what Aussie makes of that. Aussie, is that a good balance, music and engineering? My office colleagues very much into engineering and music. So obviously they go together. Okay, the next award is the Traffic's Level 3 Traffic Engineering Award, and the winner is Marcus Wong. Yep. We got the guy presenting this to stay home so I could get my photos taken or something. I don't know. Hold on, mate. Take a look. The Coates Hire Structural Design Award, sponsored by Coates Hire, Sadir Rayner is going to present this one, and the winner is Sophie Lee. Now known as that grandma crochetting person. Department Undergraduate Awards Level 4, the AECOM Civil and Environmental Engineering Practice Prize to be presented by Victor Chang. The winners are Lucy Goss, Hannah Howells, Hao Pham, and James Neville, who I believe are all here, and Rui Zhang, who is absent. Come on down. Which one are you? Right. Don't notice me doing this. Thank you. Now, we had one that apparently made one list but not the other list, which therefore got missed out, which is the ICE VLA Fred Green Memorial Award. And Alan Chuck and Jonathan Chu are here to present it. And Julia Chan is the winner. Now, the only thing we found out about all those award winners a moment ago is that Hannah, where are you, Hannah? Came from Tasmania to the mainland to study at university. What a laudable thing that is to do. Okay, Wagstaff Piling Foundation Engineering Industry Prize. Sponsor is Wagstaff Piling, represented by Ashley Tonkin Hill, and the winner is Lexi Lee, I beg your pardon, who he told us he was a big NBA fan, but he didn't fess up to who he barracked for. Who do you support in the NBA?
Golden State. Golden State.
Golden State. I don't even know if they're a good team. Okay, the GHT Engineering Award 2022, the top graduating student. The sponsor is GHT, represented by Marcus Weeks. And the winner is Michael Natalazio. So I'm not sure how many years in a row we've seen Michael, but we're sort of pretty familiar with each other. I know his dad, who's here somewhere. Does this look like somebody who would have 6 tubs of Lego, including a train set and an excavator? Really? Okay. Congratulations. Well done. Okay, the GHD prize in water engineering. Again, same sponsor, same presenter. The winner is William Wolajono. So William did his bachelor's doing a number of water subjects, which led him to thinking, what will I do in my PhD? Well, I might just keep doing water. So he did, and doing it very well. And he's in the early stages, apparently, of learning to be a piper. This sort of piper? Wow, amazing. As long as I don't live next door. Okay, yeah, congratulations. The GHD Highway Design Prize awarded jointly to 2 groups this year. Group 1, Niku Amadi, Cindy Chan, Adam Howgate and Thomas Tran. Come on down. Now just stay there for a moment. So, Niku took up bodybuilding to a competitive level while doing his FYP, which he tells us means getting up at 4 a.m. Is that right? That's it. That's even earlier than I get up. I get up at 5. That's amazing. Adam Howgate, where's Adam? Figures. CrossFit, if you know what that is, it's another form of physical torture. I've tried it. I think I'll go back to triathlon. So he's a CrossFit guy, enjoys the challenge, pushing himself, which is what CrossFit is absolutely all about, and also his Labrador Trevor. So there's a balance. Have we got, I think that's all we've got. Yes? I've got any notes on anyone else? No. Oh, sorry, Thomas. Thomas would like to visit Canada, and the craziest thing he has ever done is skydiving. So we've got a number of daredevils. Congratulations to all of you. Well done. The second group is made up of Chris Deng, Vivian Gong, who's absent this evening, Leroy Gio, and I apologise for the pronunciation, and Akbar Rizquanesia. I hope that's vaguely right. I apologise if it's not. No bodybuilders or CrossFitters in this group. We have Chris plays badminton, which is a pretty civilised sort of a sport, and Larui, been a member of the Monash Table Tennis Club for 5 years, almost only turned up at the start of each semester to sign up and then disappear again due to procrastination. Hopefully he's learned to get out of that. He tells us that 2022 is the year of the tiger in the lunar calendar, and he was born in the year of the tiger, so this is very special this year to be winning in his year. So congratulations, and he extends his thanks to his colleagues for their great support. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Okay, the WSP Golder Prize, which will be presented tonight by Stephen Barrett. And the winner is Yu Yao Wu. Come on down. And I want to check. I actually did Latin at school, and I think I know what this means, but I will just check when he gets here. Constanta ac fidelita. It's got to have to do with being constant and faithful. Is that it? Sorry, I looked at the wrong person. Constanta ad fidelita. Is that constant and faithful? Oh, so which is that? Look at that against you. I don't know why that happened. You got a friend Dixie? Yeah. Aha! Thanks to Monash and Evan and friend Dixie, first team at Monash, Smart. What does that mean? Is that what your team was called? Smart Noodles. Great name. Congratulations. Well done. I don't know where that bit came from. Okay. Okay, the SMEC Alexandra Gomez Award. The sponsor, obviously, is SMEC. David comes from SMEC. And the presenter tonight is Tong Su Xia and CK Sang, my understanding. And the winner is Sandarandi Manawajidu. The next award is the Traffickers Group Prize at Level 4. The winner is Hashan Thrundi Halakala Gamaj. And the winner is absent. We congratulate them in their absence. The next award, the MMG Merit Award Level 4, is to be presented by Hussein Masumi, and the winner is Dena Alha. Congratulations. The next award is the Movement and Place Consulting Prize for Transport Engineering. The sponsor is Movement and Place Consulting. Our good friend Knowles Tivendale, who I understand can't be here this evening. The winner is Alice Liang, who I believe is absent. Oh, you're here. But why don't you come down and present it to me, and I can shake your hand and you can get your photo taken. That was the plan, apparently. Okay, the Veolia Environmental Services Award for Environmental Impact and Assessment. And the winner is Julia Chan, to be presented by Victor Chang. Right, the next award is the Walker Family Award for 2021. The sponsor is the Walker family, that's Jeff Walker's family, and Ethan Walker apparently is to present. And the winner is Jonathan Ramsey. Okay, just a little bit about Jonathan. Since graduating from Monash, I have started working at Jacobs as a graduate transport engineer. I feel like I missed a few things, not being able to travel to interesting places during my uni. I can totally understand that due to COVID. I would love to make up some lost time, travel to Japan, or perhaps even work in London for a short period. We wish you well with that. Congratulations. Well done. The Fulton Hogan Master of Infrastructure Engineering and Management Award. The sponsor, of course, is Fulton Hogan. Christina Oates is here this evening to present that to the winner, Dr. Sophia Rosario. Now, just don't go yet. I'm just going to read out, most of them I paraphrased, this one I didn't. This is a story. Dr. Rosario pursued her Master in Engineering after completing a PhD in HR Management at La Trobe University, where I did a little bit of teaching for a while. She says it is the Indian background that pushed her to want to become an engineer, where the mentality is ingrained in every student's DNA from kindergarten. This is in India. You become an engineer or a doctor.
Or you're a nobody.
Or you're a nobody. She jokes that she is now satisfied that she has achieved both on some level. One memory of this course she will carry for life, this is amazing, is when she made her final project submission on LMS, that's the Learning Management System, in the Northern Hospital's birthing suite, with her third baby girl arriving in less than 20 minutes, with a hubby Gopi in charge of the epidural and the doctors awaiting Monash's Turnitin submission confirmation. Like, that's the most creative story I have ever heard about somebody submitting something. It's amazing.
I'm ready to push, and I said, no, I need the confirmation.
How diligent are our students? So it looks like she's ticked all the boxes. That is amazing. Congratulations. What a great story that is. Oh. Yep, okay, that's fine. I was going to tell you, the next time I'm teaching in this room, one of my students tells me why he's running late with this assignment. I'm going to say, let me tell you a story. Oh my goodness. Beach Lister Consulting, oh, well, I managed to miss this because it's my good mate that's presenting it. Sorry, Michael. The Beach Lister Consulting Prize for Master of Transport and Traffic to be presented on behalf of VLC by Michael Hopkins, and the winner is Catherine Easter. She's coming behind you. Oh, there we go. Thanks. Just making sure now I'm back on track. Okay, if we can click on. Okay. Yep, got it. So the Fulton Hogan Master of Infrastructure, we've done that? Yeah, that's what I thought. I was looking at that. Yeah, got it. Okay, so the Best Master of Science Thesis VC Award nominee 2021, it was awarded to Edward Smith. He is absent this evening. We congratulate him in his absence. The next award is the Molly Holman Medal nominee 2021, Dr. Avanti Livanagi, again absent this evening. We extend our congratulations. The Eric Lawrenson Award 2021, sponsored by the Cooperative Research Centre for Water Sensitive Cities. Tony Wong representing them this evening. The award winner is Dr. Robert Sargent. The SSSI PhD Research Award 2021 is sponsored by Surveying and Spatial Sciences Institute. That's what all the S's are for. Represented by Sophia Sadiq and Licia, I can't pronounce that name. Licia Zhao will accept the award on behalf of the award winner. I apologise if I got that wrong. I'm now very pleased to invite Professor Jeff Walker to introduce the alumnus of the year.
So we now come to the last and perhaps most prestigious of tonight's awards, which is the Civil Engineering Alumnus of the Year for 2022. And the recipient of this award is Daniel Lambert. Daniel graduated from Monash with a Bachelor of Science in 2000 and a Bachelor of Engineering in 2001. He subsequently complemented his engineering and business studies with a Master of Engineering Science and a Master of Business and Technology. Daniel's career has traversed a broad range of roles, countries, projects, and people. He is presently the Executive Manager, Sustainable Infrastructure Solutions at Unity Water in Queensland. He is also a Board Director, Advisory Committee Member, Chair, and Adjunct Professor. Daniel has worked on a broad range of industry shaping and award-winning projects across more than 25 countries. Prior to Unity Water, Daniel was the Australasia Water Leader at Arup, worked for Melbourne Water and for the Keller Group. At Arup, he established and grew Arup's water business, expanding it into 7 new geographies and positioning the business as strategic advisor to C-suite executives, to government, and to community bodies. His thought leadership work has included a heavy focus on helping industry and communities to respond to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, raising awareness of the social, environmental, and economic value of water, and championing circular economy approaches to water management. Daniel is particularly passionate about humanitarian engineering, and his positive impact has been a key feature of his career. This passion was sparked by his time as a graduate, volunteering on water and sanitation projects with remote Quechua communities in Ecuador. Daniel has subsequently worked extensively in developing communities, partnering with organisations including WaterAid, Engineers Without Borders, Habitat for Humanity, World Toilet Organisation, Live and Learn, and World Vision. As a captain in the Royal Australian Engineers Corps, Daniel was the officer in charge for the Victorian bushfire relief efforts, for which he received a commendation, and led the Army's assistance program in Aboriginal communities, building houses, roads, water and sanitation project services. Daniel's distinguished career as a civil engineer and role in the water industry has been recognised by Engineers Australia as the Sydney Professional Engineer of the Year and one of Australia's most innovative engineers, by the Australian Water Association as the winner of the Camel Fernando Mentoring Award and the Water Professional of the Year in New South Wales, and by Philanthropy Australia with the International Philanthropy Award. He has also been awarded the International Water Centre Water Leader Scholarship, the Consulate Australia Future Leaders Award, and the Engineers Australia President's Award for Excellence. Daniel is also a Fellow of Engineers Australia and a Fellow of the Institute of Managers and Leaders. His board level and advisory committee highlights include Global Strategic Advisory Council at International Water Association, Adjunct Professor of Humanitarian Engineering at University of New South Wales, Chair of Carbon 8 Fund, Technology Advisory Board at Operation Water, Technical Advisory Board at Massey Consultants, Chair of the Expert Review Panel at Australian Water Partnership, Director of Engineers Without Borders Australia, Director, Consult Australia National Board and International Advisory Committee member of the Global Water Institute. In 2021, Daniel was further awarded the Sir John Holland Civil Engineer of the Year. This prestigious award was in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the profession and to society. While I've not gone into details here, it is clear that Daniel has made a significant humanitarian impact through his civil engineering contributions to society over his career. Daniel has been quoted as stating, "Engineering isn't just about concrete and steel or pipes and pumps. It's about people and relationships and the transformational impact we can have." I look forward to hearing more from him in a moment firsthand about some of his humanitarian projects. But for now, I'd like to invite him to come forward and to receive this award. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jeff, and it's a fabulous honour to be back here. Actually, I was reflecting. It was 21 years ago that I graduated from university at Monash, and lots of things have changed, and some things haven't. And it's nice to be able to look around the room and see people that lectured me, like Malik and Tony Wong, and see the long association that people have with this university in lots of various capacities and ways. And some of the things I want to share tonight are really to hopefully inspire some of the students here as you've received these awards in your career. But I'd also really like to recognise the role that the staff and the faculty have here in shaping those futures, and the time and effort and energy that goes into teaching, into research, into building those relationships, and also providing opportunities and a pathway into the industry. So thank you to all the faculty and staff for what you've done in my career and also in the career of the studies of the students here. First of all, I'd like to say well done on choosing, in my slightly biased opinion, the best profession out there. As civil engineers, whether it's structural, transport, water, geotechnical, or other areas of specialty, you have a profound opportunity to influence and impact our future. The world is your oyster, so dream big. The change of the rate of change that we're going on in society at the moment is one where we need to constantly evolve as engineers to respond to that. When I was thinking about 2001 and when I graduated, the internet didn't really exist. Social media didn't exist. Smartphones, the nature of urbanization was happening, but the level of acceleration of it and globalization. But also over that period, we've seen such increased stresses on resources: water, energy, food, materials. And we've seen some extraordinary events. 2 years ago, I was working on a major program of work at Sydney Water, and in the space of 12 months, we faced drought, we faced bushfires, we then faced flooding, we then faced COVID. And we have, as engineers, we have to respond to incredible challenges in society, and we need to be able to adapt and adjust. And as I reflected on the 21 years journey that myself and my classmates have been on, and the changes that we've seen and how we've had to adapt as engineers, I wanted you to consider as well, what sort of challenges are you going to face over the next 21 years? What will the future look like for you as you traverse your careers, and how are you going to have to adapt and evolve to respond to those challenges? When I finished, I studied science engineering at Monash, and when I finished, I knew I wanted to make a difference, but I hadn't quite worked out my why. I loved the technical challenge of engineering. I loved the people side, and one of the great things about civil engineering is all the group assignments and the teamwork that's associated with solving problems. But I didn't know how or what I was going to do to have an impact. And Jeff touched on it nicely a little bit before, but about my experience in Ecuador, which I'll touch on in a sec. But as a kid, like some of you, I had a parent, my dad, who was a passionate engineer. Actually, really nice to have him with me for this occasion. But I still remember him showing me the projects that he'd worked on. And there's something really tangible about engineering when we can come up with ideas, develop designs, deliver projects that leave a legacy in society. And I still remember the passion and excitement, and him talking to me regularly about the fact that we can have a big impact on people, and we can have a big impact on society, and it left a mark on my obviously left a mark because it's something that stuck with me and led me down the path of engineering. But he also talked about the fact that engineers have a bigger impact on humanity, in his opinion, than any other profession. And I thought about it a lot, and there was a lot of banter. My dad used to talk about how engineers were more, in his opinion, had a bigger impact than doctors. His two brothers were doctors, and there was a lot of healthy banter in the family. But when we think about it, when we design things, you look at the impact in London when sewer systems were built, and the impact on health. When we come up with solutions, we can en masse have an impact on millions of people. And as we're facing challenges around resources at the moment, there's such an opportunity for you to have an impact that impacts not just individuals, but millions of people around our society. And so some of you will have been impacted by and inspired by people, whether it's your lecturers, whether it's your parents, whether it's family, friends. But I wanted to encourage you to think about that again today. Who are some of the people that you admire in the industry, and how can you learn from them, and how can you continue to be mentored by them? Because people who inspire us encourage us to do things and stretch ourselves. So I love my engineering degree, but after I finished uni, I backpacked around South America, and I ended up in a place called Ecuador, where I was volunteering with an NGO in Quechua communities, doing water and sanitation projects. And I think this is the moment for me where I really discovered my why. When we planned and designed these systems, and then we went into the communities and we built them together. We dug the trenches together. We ate meals together. We built relationships. And at the end of building those systems, which in engineering terms a lot of them aren't that complex, but looking into the eyes of the villagers and seeing tears in their eyes of thankfulness sort of left a mark on me that made me realize that engineering, as Jeff touched on, isn't just about concrete and steel. It's about people, and it's about the transformational impact we can have on people's lives. And for me, that led me down a path of really being inspired and passionate about water and sanitation, and the fact that there's such a massive need. And I refer to that as my head to the heart moment, where I got the head knowledge of engineering and solving problems, but the heart knowledge of actually caring about people and the impact we're having, being absolutely front and center of that. And as I reflected on that, I realized that started to look at some of the statistics, and they're constantly changing, but about 600 million people in the world don't have access to clean water. They have to drink dirty water. 2 billion people don't have a decent toilet. Clean water and sanitation are such basic rights. And that led me down a pathway of going, how can I make a difference in that space? And each of you will have different spaces and different areas and slightly different whys. But I want to encourage you to actually reflect on what that why is. And if you haven't fully discovered it yet, search it out, seek it out, and go after it, because that is the thing that will get you out of bed in the morning. That is the thing that will help you to stay inspired, but also help you to inspire other people around you. So know your why and know how to actually and keep that front and center of what you're doing, so you can be purpose and passion driven in life. The second piece of advice I have today is carpe diem, seize the day. As engineers and as graduates, you have such a huge blank canvas with which to paint the story of your career. And for some of you, that might mean working in one company for your entire career in a very rewarding role. And for some of you, that will involve multiple companies, multiple countries, and stepping out in different ways. But I encourage you to step out of your comfort zone in whatever space that is, whether it's research, whether it's consulting, whether it's contracting, whether it's doing work with NGOs in humanitarian engineering. Those moments in my life where I've stepped out of my comfort zone are where I have the richest memories. Whether it's in Mongolia solving water problems where the temperature gets to minus 40 degrees, whether it's in the Congo building water and supply systems in water and sanitation systems in an area of volcanic rock. And in each of these locations, you see different types of innovation. In the Congo, when I first got there, they were trying to lay pipelines in areas where they didn't have strong rock breaking equipment, and the volcanic rock flowed through the streets of these villages from up in the mountains, and they'd laid out these lines of rubber soles, and they burnt them, and they'd come up with an innovative way to melt these trenches within volcanic rock with no mechanical equipment to actually then lay the pipelines that they needed to. And often the best types of innovations are simple ones, which we can think of when we think outside the box. But we need to stretch ourselves and see what's possible when we think differently. There's other examples, but they apply in different ways. And Jeff touched on before that I've worked in about 25 countries, but each country is different culture, different religion, different food, different language, different experiences. And we have to be able to adapt so we can actually connect with the communities in those spaces, understand their problems, and work with them to solve them. In Karachi, in Pakistan, arguably the third most dangerous city in the world, we were driving around in armored vehicles. But we've been given the task by World Bank to actually go and solve a challenge they had around manure. So they'd moved 300,000 cows out of the CBD a number of years ago into this tight space of 3,000 acres. And essentially it was similar to a battery hen type concentration, but of cows. But the manure went through open drains into the street, straight into the ocean. So huge environmental problem, huge health problems for the community. But interestingly enough, Karachi also had a huge energy problem. So we worked with them on a solution of taking the manure, designing, financing, developing a waste to energy solution, which stopped the manure going into the ocean, took away the manure in an open street situation, which was causing public health problems, and actually built a facility which helped to provide further energy security for the city. So we can develop solutions which have a humanitarian benefit, which have a sustainability benefit, which have an environmental benefit, by thinking holistically about a problem and looking at what the multiple opportunities can be. So I encourage you, don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone and think outside the box. And when you fail forward and don't let it stop you. I suspect if you talk to any of the staff here or any of the engineers that have been around for a long time, we've all made plenty of mistakes along the way, but it's what we do from those mistakes. It's the lessons we learn. It's how we then step through and step in and step back up to the plate to learn and take those lessons learned to apply them again. So maximize your impact and your legacy by continually learning, collaborating, and working with others. Each of you has a special and unique role to play, and together your generation will paint a picture of solutions and outcomes that society is relying on. The world is rapidly changing, but the role of engineers is now more important than ever. Well done, and congratulations to all the staff on your awards today, on all the students and all your awards. And for the students, I encourage you to take this significant moment in your life and use it as a launching pad. Be a passion-driven person and remember your why. And carpe diem, seize the day. Don't be afraid to take risks and step outside of your comfort zone. Make the most of the opportunities you have to shape the future of this precious planet and the people on it. Thank you and good luck with your careers.
We're done. Just to round out the evening, and it perfectly follows on from what Daniel just said. Amazing, Daniel. There were times in my life where people said, how do you get all the things done that you're doing? And I listened to yours and thought, I feel tired. It's an incredible long list of amazing things. So I just want to show you a very short video, which again, perfectly just fits on the end of what Daniel just said. In the assessment part of the semester, the particular subguide teacher's got massive complex assessments attached to it. And because I'm the subject matter expert, I have to do them all. So it's about 6 weeks of 6 or 7 days a week, 10 or 12 hours a day, just relentlessly, writing to students and giving them advice on what they got right and wrong and so on, which is more important than the marks. Anyway, so towards the end of this, I've been going for about 5 weeks, and because we're mostly working at home, it starts to feel like prison. You just get up in the morning, put the jug on and start working, and then you just go flat out. You don't always see human beings. You're communicating a lot, but you don't see any. And it's got to a day where I thought, I just got to get out of here, just take a break. So I'll go down to the cake shop in Patterson because it's where my daughters like the funny faces. And so I drive down there just to get out and buy the whole stock in the shop and then drive home again. So anyway, I get in the car and I'm driving along and I'm listening to YouTube, my music on, not my music, like Aussie's music, but just the music I listen to on YouTube. And then a little ad comes on because I'm too mean to pay the money to not have the ads. Anyway, this ad comes on and I'm looking at the road and it's saying, the world has changed and progress has been made and here are all these good things. And I thought, wow, whoever's saying this is just, the way it was put together was magnificent. And then it said, however, it's not all good. There are these other things going on and we have to do something about it. And at that point, I found it really quite moving. I was at the corner of Dendy Street and the Penn Highway. I thought, I've got to know who this is. So I looked down and it was us. It was Monash. And it was the most amazing thing. I went home and I wrote to the Vice-Chancellor, which I assure you I don't do very often, occasionally. And I just wrote to Margaret and said, here's the experience that I've just had. Here's what I saw. And I said, proudly Monash. And that's what I felt. I felt proudly Monash. I don't think there's a risk that I've oversold this. It's just such a lovely message. So just to round out the evening and very much building what Daniel just said, is just a little thought piece on what we're about at Monash.
Look how far we've come. We create, innovate, and progress humanity. But take a step back, and what else do you see? The climate is in disarray, and entire ecosystems are disappearing. We're divided, from gender to race to religion and politics. We continue to consume things we know we shouldn't, and follow rather than lead. Even a single virus can bring an entire city to its knees. And while we don't know exactly what the future holds, we do know that it won't be us who have to deal with the consequences, but those who inherit the world from us, our future generations. At Monash, we're already addressing the biggest challenges facing our world. But more importantly than that, we have the people, the scale, the scope, the expertise, and the passion to solve them. And with the generous and transformative backing of our philanthropic partners and supporters, we will continue to make real progress, drive meaningful change through the highest quality educational programs and impactful research on a global scale. We're changing it for good. Together, we can do so much more. Join us to create a world where the next generation can thrive.
Margaret wrote back 2 hours later. She said, Michael, we don't have to look very far in Monash to find truly amazing people doing truly incredible things. Proudly Monash. Congratulations to all of the award winners. Our thanks to all of the sponsors. Proudly Monash. Good night.
So just before I let you all go back to drinks and canopies or whatever is left outside, if there's anything, I would just like to take one moment to thank both Michael and Joanne for all their hard